Okay. Hi. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about our story and some challenges or obstacles and some very exciting news that we have about Bears Bites. So just to start off, we started making dog treats about 9-10 years ago because Sarge was diagnosed with really bad food allergies. We had him on a special dog food, which actually didn't work, so that's when I started learning and researching about dog food. Took about 6 months, found out one of the #1 food allergies in dogs is chicken. So we found a dog food, which there's only like 5 on the market that don't have chicken in them. Got him on a dog food, got his allergies cleared up, and then we adopted Tank. Tank's was bad. So Tank had hair falling out. He had ear infections. He was licking his feet. So we actually had him allergy tested, and it came back no food allergies. So we got him on Sarge's dog food. It cleared up. So I started looking at dog treats because you can't just give them dog food. They have to have treats too. Everything had chicken in it and stuff I could not pronounce. So if I didn't want to eat it, I didn't want to give it to them. So I started making sweet potato and banana for the boys, organic, and they loved it. So after Tank passed away, we got Mr. Bear. Bear does not like fruit and veggies, so we had to start doing meat. So I decided November 2017, I was going to start a business. So I told Mike, I'm like, babe, we're going to start a business, and I'm launching it January 1st. Well, that did not happen. We actually launched February 8th of 2018 because I had to learn how to launch a business. I also had to find suppliers because our dog treats, I'm really a stickler about what goes in our treats. Everything's organic. All of our meats are hormone-free, steroid-free, organic. We get them locally from Little Blue's farm. If I don't want to put it in my mouth, it's not going in Bears. So let's talk about an exciting, huge obstacle and challenge that we had. So let me tell you, so with our obstacles, I don't see them as huge because I've had to learn to deal with a couple of things. Like, I have really bad anxiety. So because of some medical things in my life, I can't take medicine for them. So with my anxiety, when I realized what it was, because I thought I was having heart attacks, I thought I was dying, I didn't know what to do. Realized it was bad panic attacks and anxiety. So I literally have to sit myself down and be like, Hutchison, you're good. It's just anxiety. You're gonna be okay. So I bring that over into my business. When I have a huge obstacle or a challenge, I just kind of sit back and go, okay, I've panicked for a minute. Now what do we do? How do we put this in place? So an exciting story. Back in August, I got an email to my personal email asking us to apply to meet with the buyers for Camping World. And I was like, they'd never get us because we're like this big. And so I applied. Email comes back, I think it was around October, hey, we want to meet with you. And I was like, oh my goodness. So I go up to Arlington Heights. I meet with the buyers at the end of September. So it was not October. But anyway, so I meet with the buyers. They loved Bears Bites. They said we align with everything that they wanted to do for their dog section. Great. They moved us to the next step. And then they're like, well, we'll get back to you in November and we'll take the next steps. November came and went. Nothing. And I was like, okay, that's okay. Maybe next year. December comes and they emailed me. And then Thursday after Christmas, I got an email saying, you're a new vendor for Camping World. I was like, what? Obstacle time. We were not equipped to deal with a huge national order. So, panic time. Mike and I sat down. We're like, how do we fix this? You just got to take it head on. We had to upgrade all of our equipment and upgrade the electricity to our house in less than a month. So Mike gets on the computer, finds us a whole lot of used equipment, because I'm a small business. You know, this is something that you don't just go out and buy big equipment in a month to handle an order that I don't even know how we're doing this, but we're doing it, you know? So our obstacle was upgrading. We've upgraded in a month. Our order came in, and now we're going to be in 71 stores across the nation in Camping World. So this is actually, you guys are the first ones to actually know that it's Camping World. We got permission to tell everybody. So, yeah. So, no. And we've got invited to apply to meet with more buyers for, well, Lowe's is looking to put in a dog section. They asked us to apply to meet with the buyers. So hopefully, fingers crossed. But in our experience, you know, there's a lot of challenges in business. It's okay. You know, you just gotta I have found you just take the leap because you don't know what's gonna happen. You know, like, I never would have thought when I started the business, I was like, oh, I'll quit my job in a few years. I'll go do some farmers markets. You know, no big deal. We're national now. So you just take the leap. You just gotta do it. You know, there's no, don't let anything stop you, I guess, is where I'm at with it. So that's my exciting Bears Bites story. So, you guys got any questions for me?
So talk about your competition. So is there anyone doing? So Camping World, is this something brand new? I mean, is this something that you really don't have a lot of competition because no one's really tapped into that organic whole food market for pets, or?
I have all the big companies have a single ingredient dog treat. The thing about those are you don't know where it's coming from. I can tell you my suppliers, and the organic, the hormone-free, the steroid-free, all of that is not in the bigger companies. That is just us. Okay. I have yet to find a company like ours that knows where their meat comes from, that knows where their fruits and veggies come from, knows how they're raised, you know, like, that's not as big of a deal to a lot of companies, and it's a big deal to people. Like, you can eat my treats, and that's one thing that we like to be able to say is anything on my table, it's USDA approved meat. It's all high quality human grade ingredients. Anything I have, you can eat. So you can feel good about giving it to your dog. Mm-hmm. So.
Is that why I'm just curious, so Camping World, they were looking
for
a
yes.
natural, and they just loved that you were able to share, that was the big difference.
Yes, that was, because they said about 5 years ago, they had this huge dog section, and it kind of was like full of junk. You know, they kind of took it out, and they wanted to revamp it. So they wanted to go natural, they wanted to go better. So that's when they found us. They said it was everything that they were looking for, which I was super excited because that morning Bear also had hurt himself. So I almost didn't go. I was like, oh my gosh, you know, like, Bear's hurt. I was panicking. I was texting Mike. They put me in a room and they're like, so we'll give you a 5-minute notice before the buyers come in. That way you can be ready. I'm like, great. So I'm texting Mike, freaking out. 2 ladies walk in and I'm like, hi, is this my 5-minute notice? They're like, no, we're the buyers. Are you ready? I just threw my phone and I'm like, yes, I am. I am so sorry. So I told him about Bear. We talked about Bear for like 10 minutes about him being hurt. And then we went into talking about Bear's Bites. So, and he's okay. He just pulled a muscle. But with him, he needs a full hip replacement, so any little thing that happens, I panic. Like, I just instantly go for, oh my gosh, it's hip replacement time. No, he just pulled a muscle being crazy. So.
Our Sadie has pretty much the same thing that they had in the pictures,
Mm-hmm.
losing the hair and the allergies. So is it possible you're going to try and make a dog food?
As a matter of fact, we are. We've been working on it. And I wanted to launch it in February. It's called Bears Bites Banquet. It is with all of our good ingredients. It's going to be a freeze-dried raw, so you'll be able to leave it out just like kibble. Since we had to upgrade so fast and everything, we kind of pushed it back a little bit. So we're hoping the end of March that I'll be releasing it. So
You said chicken is what caused them to have those allergies for the most part?
yeah, chicken and dog food is actually pretty gross. We have found through my research, because I'm also becoming certified in dog nutrition, we've actually found that it's how the animals are raised, what they're fed, goes right into the food and the chicken and everything. Bear, we've actually proven this with, because he can't have chicken in any dog treats or any dog food. But I can give him Little Blue's farm chicken, no problems whatsoever. So it really is in how the meat is raised, that it transfers over into the animals. So, but chicken and dog food is really kind of gross. So any of the meat is.
So how do you keep your customers informed what farm their bag of dog treats is from?
All of our meat comes from Little Blue's farm. So that is on our website. We're trying to make it a little bit bigger, that everybody knows. I'm not sure it's on my Facebook though. Yeah, it is, because it's in our story. So, but I will never change that. Adam is wonderful. He actually has added on farms so that he can make sure that he's supplying us, because he does like a co-op also, but he goes to each farm to make sure it's up to his standards. So we just keep doing that.
Are you somewhere local that we can purchase?
Yes, we are actually in Sioux Chef. We're in it's over in East Peoria, Play All Day Dog Care. We're in Groom Service.
Right across the street.
Right. Oh, we're in Rambler, right across the street. I'm drawing a blank. We do have them listed on our website also, under section, or find us.
Hair salon.
Oh, Aura Salon in Peoria Heights.
Any veterinarians?
No, the veterinary, they do recommend us, but it's harder for them to carry because we're not actually a prescription. So the state of Illinois kind of like puts a stopper to what they can carry, because ours are just dog treats. They're not prescription treats. So they have a harder time carrying our treats, if that makes sense.
So they can't have like a retail section?
No, because like the treats, like at my vet, they want to carry us at our vet. And I was talking to their office manager, and she's like, since you're not a prescription, the state of Illinois is like, and it's kind of like, she said there's kind of some like red tape they would have to go through. And that's what I've been told by multiple vets. Like they tell us all tell all kinds of people to come to us. But as for carrying us, they can't. So, to my understanding.
Can they prescribe various bugs?
I am sure I would have to probably go through some steps to make us a prescription kind of treat.
If that clears up those allergies, because we tried everything. You know, they told us, we pay like $70 for our dog food that they told us would help, and it doesn't.
Let me talk to you afterwards. Because I did that too. With Sarge, we had him on Science Diet ZD, I think it was. It's the hydrolyzed chicken. And chicken's still chicken.
Yeah, we got her a steroid shot, and I gotta stop that. So.
Yeah, no, I completely understand, and we will talk in great length because I've been there.
The labels that we helped you with, was that what it was for, was Camping World?
Yes, it was.
So
And thank goodness.
you got everything out and,
We're sending the order out at the end of next week. So it will go on the shelves April 6th. So it's very exciting.
So, right time, right place, like you said, with your healthy dog treats and Camping World needing something again. that's amazing. That's how things happen, so congrats.
Thank you
Everybody in
so
this room
much.
wants to hear that and hope that that happens for them. I heard about your packaging needs too, and I didn't come and I feel bad, but anyway.
That's okay.
But, so going forward, assuming you can get bigger and everything, are you gonna, have fulfillment as far as shipping and all that stuff? Are you guys gonna try to bring people in to keep packing and shipping, or go somewhere to handle all that the orders come in, you know, to an outer place and there, you know, you get the product there and then they ship it out? Or are you?
So right now
Yeah,
I'm
think
still
about
doing it.
Sure, yeah.
I'm figuring we are gonna end up bringing employees in.
Okay.
Because I don't want to move to have somebody else do our treats. I want to keep making them. Yeah, I went to a conference back in October, and I talked to a lot of other small business owners, and their first question was, do I have to deal with like a manufacturing facility to ship my stuff? And I'm like, no, that's me. And they loved that. They don't want to deal with bigger, shipping facilities. So I have a few control issues anyway, so I don't want to let that go. But I'm sure we're growing, and we are looking. I keep saying we're probably going to be looking for a place by September. We'll be moving into one, but my timeline is horrible. So we had a 5-year plan. Here we are at 2 years, and the 5-year plan's out the window. So I'm figuring it'll probably be around May that we're moving into a place and bringing people in to help us. So. Yeah. Kim, did you have?
No, I was just saying, so ultimately your goal then is to have your own manufacturing company
Yeah.
that would manufacture all these natural products and organic natural products for pets.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because a friend of mine, when I first started my business, I was still working full time. And a friend of mine always told me, he said, Sammy, one day we're going to be standing up looking over your manufacturing facility. And I always kind of laughed at him. I'm like, no, you're being silly. No, one of these days it's going to happen, and it's coming soon. We're also, so this is the second year that we've applied for the FedEx Small Business Grant. It's still going on. Please vote for us. Links on our Facebook page. But last year, in our first year of business, we made the top 100, over 13,000 businesses across the nation. Hopefully this year we make the top 100 again and win a grant. There's 12. So fingers crossed for us, please. But that would be amazing if we could get one of those. It would really be a big help, because it's just Mike and I doing all this, He's Bear's assistant. So, and my maintenance guy, because I break things. I actually just broke one of my machines that he got me for.
Phrase that. He breaks everything.
So, thank goodness he fixes things. So,
When you're scaling, what kind of issues, obviously, Blue Blue Farm is a great facility, but like other organic natural products, do you see anything, problems coming up with that as far as,
so when we started, I tried to keep everything locally.
right?
We no longer could do that. So now, because for this order, we needed 2,000 pounds of sweet potato.
Right.
I could not get that locally. So we have actually reached out to a large farm in Arkansas. I always want to say Arizona. And we are now working with them, and we have them shipped in. I would love to keep everything as local as I possibly can, but with us growing, it's just not possible. So it's not a small farm, but this is what they do. Organic sweet potato. That's literally all they do is sweet potatoes. So I've had to go out of my local, which it's a bummer, but I just don't have anybody local that I could get that much from. So when we started, it was great, because I just had all my friends that were local farmers. We had a farmer that gave us tons of pumpkin. Just said, come fill up your truck. We went out and picked pumpkins. I'm a city girl, big time, and they laughed at me something horrible because I came out in jeans and tennis shoes and a sweatshirt, and they're like, what are you gonna do? And I was like, well, I'm gonna load my car up full of pumpkin. I had no gloves, No, nothing. Do you know pumpkin has like little pokey things? Yes, the city girl learned that. So, but no, we have had to expand our suppliers, which has been hard for me because I like small. So
do you think like there's a way to like create a co-op here so that multiple farms can then supply what you guys are doing? What do you think?
yes, that would be awesome. So I would love to work on that. So that would be, because then we can keep it back to local, you know. It's figuring all of that out.
So follow-up question, why is local so important for you?
Because this is our home. I mean, I'm a small business. My local community is what got me where I am, you know. It's like the labeling party. It's here. I went home and cried. I was so excited to see the support, you know, and like go into the farmers markets. Sharon, actually, I was talking to Sharon for the farmers markets, and I had emailed her and I said, hey, we're coming back this year. And she said, I was worried you got too big and you were going to leave us. I will never leave the farmers. Like, I don't care. That's our place. I get to see so many of our friends when I get to do the farmers market or any other local event. Like, Mike laughs at me because when the farmers market's over, I like sit there and I'm like, now what do? I don't get to see anybody. So that's my Saturday mornings are seriously going just to see people, you know, because all of our dog friends come and all of our friends, you know, they just come down to see us. Most of the time they come down to see Bear. You know, where's Bear? So, but yeah, I love our local community. We support each other, and that's how it should be. You know.
Sam, your logo is great. Did you come up with that?
God, no. I worked with Jake from Peoria Design. He did our website. He did our logo. He did all of our labels. He did an amazing job. And he's another great local company. You know, he actually has a podcast now that's really cool, too. So...
Funny insert, our first one got stolen by a competitor.
Oh.
Our first logo.
That's why we're trademarked.
Yeah.
So that was something I learned. You get to learn things through businesses. I have learned a lot.
They literally stole it?
Yes.
Wow.
They added toenails. That's
Oh my
it.
gosh.
That's all they changed.
So, yeah, that's okay. You know, you just
Part of the
learn.
game, right?
Yeah, yeah. And, you know, everybody told me with trademarking, they're like, oh, you got to hire a lawyer. Psh, no, you don't. Like, this girl learned that. And when you have a problem, just if you're ever trademarking anything, and they send you a letter saying, hey, this is what's wrong, it's a lawyer that actually sends you that letter. I called her. I was like, hey, I have no idea what you're talking about. She told me what it was. She said, can I have your permission to fix it? Yes. And she did. Like, it was so easy. I mean, the application's like forever long.
And that's the USPTO, right? I mean, that's the national?
Yeah.
I've had that experience too. They call the examiner.
Yeah.
They'll return your call and yeah.
Oh, yeah, they were great.
It's amazing for that.
That's good to know.
It really, after filling out the application, you know, it takes like an hour, but they were so helpful. Yeah. I actually put my name in the wrong place, and that was one of the biggest things. Yeah. Instead of putting Bear's Bites, I put Samantha Hutchison. So it's just figuring it out.
It's kind of like a lot of things, if you listen to their suggestion and, you know, or yours and make them think it's theirs, they'll just go and, like you said, I'll just finish the application for you. And
Yeah.
anything you want, you know, in it, and that's a cool thing about the patent office. I don't know why it is, but yeah, universal.
That's the thing. I have learned so many things, but I have found people are very, very helpful. I have to get my license through the Illinois Department of Agriculture. I had no idea. When we started our business, I called health departments, I called state of Illinois. Nobody wanted anything to do with me, told me I didn't need licenses. I go to do the farmer's market, and Sharon's like, you need a license. And I was like, they told me I didn't. She's like, okay, you need to call them. So I called, and they actually didn't have a person in that position in January when I called, so they really weren't sure. Now there is a wonderful lady there, and she helps me every year. And like last year, we were trying to push out our salmon a little quicker than what they were doing because it's only one lady there. And I called her, and I'm like, hey, is there any way you can approve this for me because we're doing a TV interview? And she's like, yep, you're good. Checked everything and sent me the email that I could do it. So people are great. You just got to be nice and ask the questions. You know, they really are there to help you.
That's a curveball question.
Yes, I like curveball questions.
So you started with dog treats. What's the chances or probability that you would expand Bear's Bites to people food?
None.
That was quick.
I've been asked that many times.
Okay.
Or what about the cats?
Cats we're working on. They're different. Like I love my mom's cat. I'm that person that when I see a cat, I'm like, oh, love me, and they bite me. So I'm learning. Like our salmon is safe for cats, and our beef liver I know is safe for cats. Other than that, their little bodies are totally different than dogs. So we're learning. We want to get our food released. It is very possible. We want to get our food released, and then we'll work on other things. Because right now after this order's out, I've been working on getting certified for animal nutrition, and then we're getting the food out, and then we're just kind of like, what's next? You know, because I always said I wouldn't do a dog food. Like, I've had tons of people ask me over the 2 years, like, your stuff is so great, you know, it's exactly what we want. When are you releasing a dog food? I'm not. And then I went to a raw natural summit up in Chicago. And after I got looking at everything, I'm like, he's getting off dog food because we couldn't find anything other than the one dog food he's on that doesn't cause problems. And we've tried to feed him raw, and he is one picky boy, would not eat it. And so I'm like, I can do freeze dried. This is easy. I just got to figure it out, you know. So he is my.
Is he your test market?
Yes, he's our quality control. He's our taste tester. He's actually like VP of the company, so he tells me what I get to do. But yeah, we're just slowly, you know, like you never say you're never gonna do anything. So I guess and here we are doing dog food when I said no, literally for like 18 months.
And the narrator says it is not easy.
Yeah. So.
That dog food thing, I think it'll be huge.
That I have people.
Yeah.
So I have a bad problem with getting really excited and telling everybody what I'm doing before it's actually done.
That's how you make it happen.
Yeah, so I announced, when was the Winter Farmers Market? Not this last one, but the first one that was at the ballpark. I think it was back in the weekend before Thanksgiving. We had decided we were doing a dog food, and Mike's like, do not tell anybody. I told everybody at the farmer's market. Everybody knew. So that I've got people literally calling me monthly, Sammy, is it ready? I gotta buy dog food. I'm like, I'm so sorry, we had to push it back a month. So that is, I'm really trying. I'm really trying to get it out by the end of March.
We
So
did not decide we were doing it all.
he kind of just hangs on.
You'll thank her later.
Yeah.
I thanked her a lot.
So,
Well,
Great.
any other questions?
any last questions?
Well, I'll ask it.
Yeah.
In the 1 Million Cups community, it's a tradition that we ask our presenters, how can we, in the local community and as other people that are involved with startup businesses, how can we help you take the next step in your company?
That's a really hard question. I don't know. I know that Andrew, when I met with him and I was panicking about how we were going to fill this order, he is actually the one that came up with doing the labeling party. That was amazing. it was so cool. We did get that done in like an hour and a half. I mean, it was crazy quick. I was going to be happy if 3 people showed up, and we had 26 or 36. I mean, we had a lot of people show up. It was amazing. I'm learning, you know, and that is a big part of our community helping me, is learning, you know, and anytime I throw it out there that I need help, everybody shows up, you know, like the voting right now for the FedEx grant. I had somebody stop me. I was heading out to pick up some equipment, and was it Monday morning? I had somebody stop me at the gas station. I've been voting for you. I'm like, oh, thank you. You know?
You can actually vote every 24
Yes, you can vote every 24 hours. So
That's an action that everyone can do, but that's easy to do.
Yes.
We can all in this room
Yes.
vote.
And
Yes.
share,
And share, yes.
So that would be, to answer
That
your
that
question.
yes, that would be if everybody can vote and share. Last day to vote is March 8th. I find out March 16th if we are in the top 100. So
Unless you know a lot about electrical.
It's easy
And then talk to Mike.
yeah.
It's so easy to vote too, because you
Yeah.
can just save your name and email in there, and then every time you go in and vote, it just automatically fills it in. It literally takes you 1 second.
Yeah.
The first time might take 2 minutes, because you gotta put your name and your email. I think that's all they ask for, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And then it asks, do you want us to save this?
Yeah.
Yes, and then from then on, it just,
Open it up,
open
open
it
it
up,
up in your
click,
leg.
open it up, click.
I can tell you down the road when we get a spot, I will need a lot of help. I'm already making lists of things. I just found out from Mike that he can't run the electrical when we get a commercial spot because it has to be a licensed electrician. So yes, I've got a list of things that I'm learning I need help with.
I know a licensed commercial electrician.
Yes, we will be talking soon. So there's a lot that goes into it. And when you just start off going, I'm going to make dog treats. I'm good at making dog treats. That's what I do, you know. The rest of it I'm learning, you know, and that comes from everybody. Everybody really helps me learn.
The rest of it I have to be good at.
Thank goodness.
Just keep smiling, my friend.
Yeah.
I know YouTube videos, that's what my husband does.
That's what he does too. And he works in Mapleton Cats, and that's what he does, is fixes big machines. So
Awesome. Thank you.
thanks, guys.